RailFX Oasis Cable Railing System Installation. Please read written instructions before beginning. Determine appropriate layout and post spacing, and ensure proper blocking is in place prior to mounting posts. Surface mount post installation. Position the post with base plate positioned 1.5 inches from the edge and mark the 4 hole locations. Drill 5/16 inch pilot holes at the marked locations and fasten using 3/8 inch lag bolts. Ensure the post is plumb. If not, adjust using composite shims or stainless steel washers. Finish by sliding the base trim down, covering the base plate. Installing stair end posts. Attach base plate to the bottom of post temporarily using 2 Torx screws placed diagonally from each other. Locate the end post on the bottom stair tread in the desired position and mark the hole locations. Insert a cable into the first hole of the top end post and pull tightly alongside the end post. Ensure that the cable is evenly spaced above the nose of the treads, and mark the post using masking tape where the cable intersects the post. Measure from the mark to the bottom of the post. Remove the base plate from the post. For 36-inch railings, mark X dimensions from the 3rd hole from the bottom and mark post cut line. For 42-inch railings, mark X dimension from the bottom hole and mark the post cut line. Cut the bottom of the post at this line. Reassemble the base plate to the post using all 4 Torx screws. At the marked hole locations for stair end post, pre-drill 5/16 inch pilot holes. Place the post in position on the stair and fasten with 3/8 inch lag bolt fasteners into stair and blocking. Ensure the post is plumb. If not, adjust using composite shims or stainless steel washers. Slide base trim over the top of the post and seat it over the base plate. For intermediate stair posts, attach base plate temporarily using 2 diagonally opposed Torx screws. Locate intermediate post on stair tread in desired position. Mark the hole locations. Insert a cable in the first hole of the top end post and pull tightly alongside the intermediate post. Ensure the cable is evenly spaced above the nose of the treads. Mark where the post intersects the cable. Measure from the mark to the bottom of the post. Remove the base plate from the post and transfer that dimension. For 36-inch railings, mark X dimensions from the 3rd hole from the bottom and mark post cut line. For 42-inch railings, mark X dimension from the bottom hole and mark the post cut line. Cut the bottom of the post at this line and cut the top of the post to the desired finished post height. Reassemble base plate to the post using all 4 Torx screws. Ensure that the lower slots are on the downward side of the stair. And install intermediate posts using the same procedure as end posts. Top rail level installation. Install saddle brackets on the 2 horizontally positioned holes at the top of the post. Use the provided number 10 by 1 inch self-drilling screws. Install saddle brackets on all remaining level posts. Remove the rail insert from the top rail. Measure the distance between the posts. Subtract 7/8 inch from that dimension and cut the top rail squarely to this length. Subtract 1/4 inch from the distance between the posts and cut the rail inserts to that length. Slide the rail insert back into the top rail. Slide saddle bracket covers over the top rail approximately 3 to 4 inches. Ensure the rail insert is centered within the top rail and drop the top rail and rail insert into the saddle bracket. Slide saddle bracket covers to lock in place. Install a number 10 by 1 inch self-drilling screw through the saddle bracket hole to secure. Repeat for all level railings. Install post caps over level posts. Lightly tap with a soft hammer to ensure the caps are fully seated. Top stair rail installation. Measure from the surface of the deck up to the desired rail height. Add 1/2 inch and place the top of stair pivot bracket at that height, centered on the post. Secure using 2 number 10 by 1 inch self-drilling screws. Attach saddle brackets to the stair pivot bracket using 2 number 10 24 by 7/16 inch screws. Rotate the stair pivot bracket so the mounting plate is perpendicular to the stair edge. Repeat at all stair intermediate and end posts. Remove the rail insert from the top rail. Measure the distance between the stair pivot mounting plates. Subtract 7/8 from that dimension and cut the top rail squarely to that length. Subtract 1/4 inch from the distance between posts and cut the rail insert to that length. Slide the rail insert back into the top rail. Slide saddle bracket covers over the top rail approximately 3 to 4 inches. Drop the top rail and rail insert into the saddle bracket. Slide saddle bracket covers to lock in place. Install a number 10 by 1 inch self-drilling screw through the saddle bracket hole to secure. For posts spaced more than 48 inches apart, a cable brace is needed at the mid-span. It's important to note that the cable brace has a top and a bottom. The top of the cable brace can be found by measuring the distance from the end of the brace to the center of the first hole. This distance will measure 3 3/8 inches from the top. For 36-inch rail height, you will need to cut 6 inches from the bottom of the cable brace. Locate the center of the top rail assembly. Fasten mounting block connector to the underside of the assembly using 1 number 10 by 1 inch self-drilling screw. Push cable brace onto mounting block connector and seat firmly. With cable holes oriented in the direction of the cable run, drop top rail assembly with cable brace installed onto saddle brackets between posts. Use a level to ensure the cable brace is squared and in proper alignment with the cable run direction, and mark all 4 sides of the cable brace on the deck. Remove the top rail and cable brace from the saddle brackets. Center mounting block connector on the marks and secure using 1 number 10 by 1 1/4 inch flathead wood screw. Ensure the screw bottoms out inside the connector. Secure the cable brace to the mounting block connector using number 8 by 5/8 inch self-drilling screw. Center the screw on the brace and locate it 1/2 inch from the bottom of the cable brace. Secure the cable brace to the top block mounting connector with supplied number 8 by 5/8 inch self-drilling screw. Center the screw on the cable and space it 1/2 inch down from the top of the cable brace. Secure the top rails as previously described. RailFX Oasis cable installation. Feed the cable, bare unthreaded end first, through the end post. Insert plastic stud bushing onto the cable and slide it into the pre-drilled hole on the post. Slide stainless steel washer onto the threaded stud. Start the brass lock nut onto the threads as far as possible by hand. Feed the cable through all intermediate posts and cable braces if present. To feed through corner posts, create a bend in the cable. Insert and pull through the corner post. Push the cable back into the post, creating a loop. Insert supplied conduit into the post and align to the inside corner. Pull the cables tight to the conduit. At the end of the cable run, slip a Delrin washer over the body of the pull-lock fitting. Rotate the pull-lock fitting clockwise as you push it onto the cable. Once the cable's through the fitting, pull the cable while using the pre-tensioning block to to hold the pull lock fitting firmly into the hole. With the block holding the fitting, pull the cable with pliers as tightly as possible. To tension the cables, return to the threaded stud end post. Insert a 1/8 inch hex wrench into the tip of the stud. Tighten the lock nut with a 7/16 inch wrench while holding the hex wrench. Tension all cables to 225 pounds of tension in sequence, beginning at the center cable and moving up and down towards the bottom. Using a cutoff wheel, cut excess thread from the threaded stud. Install end cap on the tensioning fitting. Using a cutoff wheel, cut cable flush with the pull lock fitting. Press cap onto the fitting. For more information, visit RailFX.net.